Welcome back. This is part 3 of our 20 versus 20 collaborative effort against the usual suspects. I don't think I mentioned their corporation name. These guys did a pretty good job at first, and then I think some mistakes were made, and ultimately they gave up a lot of a lot of unnecessary ships. Anyways, the focus of this video is going to be this level 5 planet, Cabadon. Cabadon is the planet that they chose to generate their relics and try to harvest them, so naturally that's of interest to us. I can let's zoom out and see kind of what's unfolding, and then as they approach it and we take interest in it, we'll kind of zoom in and go over the nitty gritty, because a lot of things happen on just that planet and the asteroids around it. Enough for I don't know how long this video is going to be, but we're going to go over it with a fine tooth comb. The video prior to this, in my hopeful playlist, covers these assassins that are kind of blowing through here. They kill the sentinels and just keep on a trucking. And then the guys on the left side that are gradually making their way to us, I haven't covered yet, but I will. You can kind of see our defensive line, and then as these assassins get put in their place, um, you'll see them, I guess, try to get over to that level 5 and then get started. They're collecting hydrogen right now, sending out rockets, trying to disrupt the battlefield. And okay, now we can start. You can see almost as soon as they start heading to the planet, our our vigilant rocket team is already sending hopeful rockets, saying, you know what, I might get a lucky shot. Which, of course, the rockets we don't really think are going to do anything, but they have to respond to it. They have to have a barrier or a battleship there to shoot them out of the sky. And if they only have one, it's risky, because a barrier fades and a battleship, if they're engaged or they don't have mass battery, one of them is going to slip through. So that's what they do. They respond with a way too premature barrier. I guess the fear is our one battleship with teleport close by was going to land on the planet. I guess that's fair. I can't judge that decision too bad, based on what happens. Because for them it's a very, very sad situation. So let's get kind of an overview. Okay, so we got two miners dropping off hydrogen. We've got another miner dropping off hydrogen. So I think their total relic count is 6 at that point. We got lots of time warps overlapping, barrier. I think they start a barrier chain soon if they haven't done it already. Okay, so the original responder, the battleship that launched their barrier, moved away from the planet and headed towards this. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Level 5 planet. And one of our aggressors, Wicca Wicca, is heading there as well. So that's going to be one part of the engagement. Okay, so now we've got a second battleship heading to the planet that they want, and then immediately bypasses it. There's a lot going on here. So they've got 6 relics prepared, and then I think when the okay, so after they drop the hydrogen off, there's actually a few more. I think they're loading 2, so 8 total right now, and they've got uh, looks like 2 battleships just kind of chilling on top of each other. I can't really tell. Sometimes the pathing and the way they land makes it hard to distinguish. It might just be one. Okay, so the rockets aren't going to do anything, but it did make them respond. That was the whole point. you can see our battleships just kind of putting on the pressure, trying to make sure that what we're doing is effective, which is to try to put pressure on this planet and figure out how to get through this barrier. Okay, so let's try to keep count of how many are at the planet because it matters. It matters who's at the planet and in what order. And this is their first mistake. They let the barrier drop, and as soon as it drops, we teleport in. Good job, Wicca, for being vigilant. I appreciate it. It was very helpful to us. We need to zoom in kind of to see what's going on. I'm sure you can guess it's the nightmare of anybody that has ever played and have their squishy on a planet. You don't want the enemy in there. It's bad news. Okay, so Wicca got disabled right before they landed, and that's fine because we're putting a lot of pressure on them. Ignore that blue battleship. That guy's an idiot. But so Wicca is still alive and well. I think the shield is slowly going down. I think they started sending some rockets, putting on, trying to kill him before he could do anything. And here's a mistake. I don't understand why they did this. This battleship right here decides to be aggressive or EMP. He EMPs me, but I don't know why is the problem. I guess in the time machine it looked like a good idea, but look at the timing. This guy is leaving Wicca's targeting radius right as the EMP drops. And there goes one transport. There goes another transport. So 2 transports down because this guy thought EMP was a good idea, which I guess it was, but they should have seen that. They should have seen that in the time machine. It was a bad idea. I don't know how else to say that. Bad idea. Okay, I need to back up and find Mr. Luke. He's hanging around here somewhere. I think he's up here at this point. Because he moves really quickly. It's really hard to follow him. So Lucky Luke has battery 10. The most important thing he has is leap. Leap will take you to the closest engaged battle instantly. And if you click on his, I can't do it now because it's a replay, but in the time machine, it'll show you exactly where they'll fall at any given time. Anyways, one of the discussions we had was, well, let's try to engage. Let's try to get Lucky Luke over there and stir things up if we can resolve all our other conflicts. And I don't know if he does it now. I just know that I needed to bring it up because it happens so fast. I can't catch it on the replay. I literally have to go minute by minute to see what happens. Okay, so the count so far is 2 transports down by Wicca from his teleport. I apologize if I butcher your gender. Now let's go forward just a little bit. Okay, now I've launched an EMP. I was supposed to launch it before Wicca died. I couldn't do it, so that was my bad. I was at work, and it just stuff gets in the way. I think it ended up okay though. So once my disable goes away, I think is when the action starts happening again. We're very interested in this planet by now. We've got lots of people trying to get close. We've got Hive Master with his battery 8, a mass battery 8, which is terrifying, coming in. We've got Nitro. I want to point out that Nitro's time warp is level 8. And I don't know who's active on this side. Let me see if I can figure it out. I don't think I'll be able to. It's very difficult to click on these guys. should have done that research before I started this. Let's see if close. Oh, come on. I think the discussion. What here it is. Okay, Time Warp 6. They've got Time Warp 6 up on the planet. Well, Nitro has Time Warp 8. So the difference in time messes up their time machine, and I believe that's what happens. Their barrier chain gets screwed up because of Nitro's time warp overlapping theirs after they initiate it. So you plug in the move and then set it and forget it. So you know how long your move is going to take, and you account for that, and then you come back, you set yourself an alarm and come back and check. Well, we used that to our advantage and had Nitro move in to overlap them to cause their time machine to be out of sync with what they thought was going to happen. So there's Luke. Luke swoops in. I'm not really sure what the actual mechanic was that triggered his ability to get in there. I want to say it was Hive Master or something. Hive Master was doing in that area caused this planet to be the target of Leap. I don't know if it's because of the direction they were going. I don't know enough about the mechanics. I do know that what happened was completely tragic for the other team, and I thought it was hilarious. So you see Luke chilling there after Leap. He's inside their barrier. I don't think Leap is affected by barrier. So let's go ahead and fast forward a couple minutes. I would like to catch my victory over a few transports. So Leap disables you for a while, but I don't think it matters in this case. I think okay, so let's fast forward just a little bit. Oh, I see what happens. Okay, I'm trying to get through the barrier. This guy on top of EMPing and moving away from the planet at the wrong time decides to teleport. And 1 hour 46 minutes. And if you look, their timing couldn't be worse again. He's teleporting right as I'm about to have my weapon free, and you can clearly see that my targeting is almost close enough to hit the planet. So here we go. I'm moving in. I think it takes a couple seconds. There's one transport, two transports. Boom. Fantastic. Okay, so they suppress him, which I think is a good move. I don't think it mattered. But Luke has battery level 10, and he's a beast. And I think this guy made a huge mistake by leaving. I don't care if you're an assassin or not. You need to check your time machine because that cost them 2 more transports. Luke was right in the middle of the landing lineup and landed right on top of him. I need to back up. I hope it makes me start all over. I hate that. Can we get some better in-game controls? Hades Star developers. Okay, so I gotta cover one more thing that happened right there at that moment. I gotta come back and find it again because they try to escape, and I'd like to point out that it's this guy way over here that's just kind of skirting the edge that ends up getting some kills for us. Here he comes. He's kind of doing his own thing. We talked about that in a previous video. That's his job. He's just the lone wolf. He's just kind of going around doing his own deal. So, he's disabled. He got EMP'd. And then all this drama is unfolding over here at the planet. what happened? No, I'm choosing the wrong guy. Somebody goes in and kills him. Oh, it's our other guy, Commander, Mr. Seven. Thank you for your service. So Seven destinies in the battle to the west and ends up landing pretty close to enemy territory. I think it's like on this asteroid right by their gate and manages to escape. I don't know how. Good luck. He shouldn't have. He should have died. So, anyways, he's chilling on this asteroid while we're trying to make this push to the planet, and then Luke swoops in and starts murdering all their transports, throws up a barrier, or the enemy throws up a barrier. I can't tell. Anyways, a couple of their transports get out, and then Commander with no shield, very little health, and at least one person chasing him. He kills, I think it's two. Yeah, it's two transports with two relics on it. So thank you, Seven. That was appreciative. I appreciate it. And back to the battle. So after this guy leaves and ruins any chance they had of maintaining their relics, their transport count is 0 at the planet. They absolutely lost every single relic available to them that they had loaded and ready to go. They thought their barrier lock was effective. We thought it was too, but they made a lot of mistakes and did not count on Leap being activated at that particular time or being effective, since the person that had it had battery 10. We're going to zoom out just a little bit because this is kind of a staging area for them at this point. I want to try to catch back up to when they send more transports out, because they did get 3. They got 3 relics. I want to kind of want to try to capture that moment when they do get their 3. They were well hard earned. I mean, they worked hard on it. We were trying to get our 40 and they were trying to get their 3. Okay, so they're back at the planet. We had a kind of an internal debate on what to do about it. We prefer shutouts just as a rule, because a close fight is not very much fun for us. Challenging, but that's a different kind of satisfaction. Shutouts are a lot more satisfying on a different level. So we've got Hive Master moving in. I think they do the same thing twice. I think they do the same setup. Hive Master is down there, and I think Luke has come back at this point. And I think that these 3 relics are the only ones that make it home. This one and this one. The rest of the situation is just traumatizing. I would not. Oh man, it was fun to watch. Painful if you're the other team. So Hive Master is engaging an enemy according to the leap diagram, and Luke is sitting. He didn't even catch it. It's ridiculous. Okay, so the transports disappear because Lucky Luke timed his leap to land on the planet and then immediately destinied. I don't even know where he went. Let's see if I can find him. I think he went up here. Yep, there he is. Scary Terry. He landed because of leap and then destinied immediately, killing 2 more transports that had relics on them. So I think that's all the action at the planet. I don't think they did not try to collect anything else. Even if they had, it wouldn't have worked. Obviously. They didn't have enough time to collect anything else. Anyways, that was the second important battle that affected the West Side battle. I've got to look over it a couple more times and make sure that I'm not missing anything, because the big battle is impacted by everything that's going on the east side of the map. So thank you again. I apologize for the length of these videos. There's a lot going on, and it's very difficult to try to make that put into digestible pieces and still stay on some kind of topic without having 85 pages of notes. I appreciate it. I look forward to the next one. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your views.